Is the health of a child in America worth more than one who lives in Peru? Is the Doe Run Company making that choice, poisoning children in Peru when they don't have to? The answer may be thousands of miles from La Jolla, Peru, in the United States, at a smelter called Doe Run, Missouri. We're now here in Herculaneum, Missouri. It's a long way from La Jolla, Peru. In so many ways, this is the tale of two towns that are defined by the smelting plants like the one you see behind me. Smelting plants that have this unfortunate legacy of contaminating communities and poisoning children. The difference, though, is here in Missouri, they figured out how to turn that legacy around. That's right. The Missouri smelter processes the same metals, does the same work as the one in Peru. But there's one glaring difference between them. While Doe Run Peru continues to poison La Jolla, Doe Run Missouri operates with dramatically lower lead emissions, keeping everyone around the plant safe from lead poisoning. Jerry Pyatt is the Chief Operating Officer of Doe Run Missouri.
Today I'm going to tell you there are no issues with children with elevated blood leads in Herculaneum.
But that hasn't always been the case. In 2002, a study found more than half the children living a quarter mile from this smelter had elevated blood lead levels. So facing public and governmental pressures, Doe Run Missouri spent $10 million to buy out the 160 homes closest to the plant.
Our belief is that one child with an elevated blood lead is too many.
What I'm really trying to understand is why they couldn't adopt some of the same things that you've done here successfully in Peru. You said one child is too many. Almost every child has lead poisoning down there.
I go to Peru a few times a year, and my counterpart in Peru comes up here, and it gives us an opportunity to share best practices. I certainly expect Doe Run Peru to make a lot of progress. They have made a lot of progress.
But progress, it seems, might just depend on where you live. Why should the standards for lead in the body be different in Peru than they are in the United States? Why should that be allowed?
Well, you as a doctor, you know more than me. I am not a doctor, a medical doctor. You know this is a process.
But do you believe that the people of Peru that live in this area are being treated as second-class citizens as compared to the area of Missouri?
No.
So now we've come to another one of those layers in the story. The parent company and the man behind Doe Run Missouri and Doe Run Peru. The company is called the Renko Group. The man is an American named Ira Rennert. In fact, that's his house right down there in the Hamptons of New York. It's called Fairfield. It's one of the largest private residences in America. Forbes magazine has put his net worth at over $6 billion.
If you've never heard of Ira Rennert, it's because he likes to keep it that way. There are very few photos of him. His company, Renko, is privately held, so there are no shareholder meetings, no public events. Rennert turned down CNN's repeated requests for an interview. His representatives say it's Renko policy to allow the smelter executives to speak on behalf of their operations. So we asked them about Mr. Rennert.
Have you met the elusive Ira Rennert? We've only read about him.
Renko typically comes to Missouri once a month, and so we do see the company on a regular basis.
Has he come down here, Ira Rennert?
Yes, he does.
He does. Several times a year, in fact, according to court documents, even though Doe Run executives insist they operate independently from Ira Rennert and Renko.
From an outsider standpoint, you have this really, really rich guy who has these companies that have been associated with polluting the environment. And the question is, could they have done more with some more money to make it safer for the citizens of their communities?
I can assure you he's done a lot to help a lot of people. So I'll just leave it at that. Probably not going to change a lot of other people's mind, but that's the truth.
The truth for Mercedes Zinga, who lost her daughter, for all the people of La Jolla, is that they don't have many options. Many of them told us they don't have anywhere else to go. They've begun to look for answers, to demand change from Doe Run Peru. But for now, they're simply forced to live in a place that is poisoned.
Well, clearly the battle